Let's be real, job searching sucks. That is, if your only strategy is applying online, because you can submit application after application, click, upload, submit, and then crickets. Or worse, another cold generic rejection email that tells you nothing. But here's what most people don't realize. Roughly 70% of jobs aren't even posted online. They're filled through referrals, conversations, and relationships. If you're spending all your time applying online and wondering why it's not working, this is your sign to shift your strategy. Welcome to the Conscious Professional Podcast. I'm Renee Fry, founder of Talent Q, career matchmaker, and your guide to building a career and life you truly love. In a world where more people than ever are searching for purpose and fulfillment, I'm here to challenge the status quo and help you shift your mindset for lasting success professionally and personally. Whether you're new or a longtime listener, I'm so glad you're here. Let's get intentional, let's get inspired, and grow together. If you're on the job hunt, if you've ever stared at your inbox wondering, why haven't I heard back from any of these jobs I applied to? You're not alone. And let's be real for a minute, job searching sucks. That is, if your only strategy is applying to jobs online. Because here's what's wild. We all know someone who landed an amazing job without ever hitting submit application. You know the type. Those friends who somehow get recruited, referred, or offered a role before it's even posted. And we tend to think, wow, they're just so lucky. But let me be real with you. They are not lucky. They are strategic. Take my friend Jim, for example. He's in his mid-40s just like me. He's held 3 high-powered roles, and guess what? He has never needed a resume. Every single job came through his network, conversations, connections, credibility. That's it. Jim didn't get lucky. Jim understands how the real job market works. And if you want to stop spinning your wheels online, it's time you do too. If your job search strategy starts and ends with applying online, I already know what's happening. You're submitting application after application, click upload and submit, and then crickets. Or worse, a cold automated rejection that tells you absolutely nothing. After a while, it starts to wear on you. You question your worth. You wonder if it's your resume's the problem. Maybe your experience isn't good enough. You've somehow fallen behind. But let me offer a reframe. What if the problem isn't you? What if the real problem is the method? Because in today's market, the traditional spray and pray online application approach, it's broken, it's outdated, it's overcrowded, and it's keeping you stuck. Today, I'm pulling back the curtain on something most job seekers don't realize. In 2025, roughly 70% of job openings aren't posted publicly. Let that sink in. That means if you're only looking on LinkedIn or Indeed, you're missing out on the majority of the opportunities. But don't worry, I'm going to show you where those hidden jobs actually live, how to tell if a listing is real or fake, and how real people just like you are landing offers without wasting time applying into the void. So let's dive in. Where are all these jobs hiding? Here's the truth. Years of research consistently show that 70 to 80% of roles are filled through referrals, internal hiring, or proactive sourcing before they ever hit a public job board. And I see it every day as a recruiter. Hiring managers don't want to sift through hundreds of random applications. They want people who come recommended, people they already trust, or at least someone they trust recommends. Rachel came to me frustrated with her job search, getting nowhere by applying to jobs online. Once she learned my strategy of letting everyone in her network know she was open to new opportunities, things started to change. So let me tell you about how a regular night of having wine with a neighbor on her porch changed Rachel's life. During that one evening, Rachel confided in her neighbor, Kristen, that she was looking for a new job in marketing. And right as she mentioned this, Kristen immediately started thinking about her dad named John, who was a chief marketing officer for a company in the area. So Kristen went on to make the introduction between Rachel and her dad, John. Rachel and John met for lunch a few days later. John invited Rachel to visit his office, and without even having to go through formal interviews, Rachel was offered a job at the company. How cool is that? Rachel's transition was seamless. She went to lunch with John and got hired. No interviews, no online applications, just networking. That's how it works behind the scenes. Now, here's the kicker. Even some of the jobs you do see online, they're not actually real. And no, this isn't just a new problem caused by AI. Companies have been posting phantom jobs for years to collect resumes, build talent pipelines, or give the appearance of growth. According to Greenhouse, up to 22% of job listings are ghost jobs, roles that were never actively being filled in the first place. And a Wall Street Journal report said 1 in 5 listings is fake and unfilled. And recruiters, 81% of recruiters admit to posting an evergreen role, openings that aren't tied to an immediate need. They're used to build pipelines to stay ahead of the game, so when a role does open up, they've already got a short list of candidates ready to go. It's a smart move from a hiring perspective, but it can be frustrating for job seekers who think they're applying to an active opportunity when no one's actually hiring for that job. Why does this matter? Because every minute you spend chasing ghost jobs, it's time you could have spent building real connections or sharpening the skills that actually move the needle. So, what should you do instead? First, reignite your network. Reach out, reconnect, get intentional. You don't need to beg for favors. You just need to start the conversation. And second, let me introduce you to a few modern job search tools that go way beyond the usual suspects. Because the hidden job market is real, and the right tools paired with the right strategy can change everything. HiringCafe is a career scraping engine that reviews over 100,000 company sites daily for new job listings. According to Reddit users, it specifically pulls direct postings from employer sites, avoiding duplicated listings and inflated aggravators. According to Reddit users, it specifically pulls direct postings from employer sites, avoiding duplicated listings and inflated aggregators. Torre.ai is an AI-driven platform that builds your professional genome from hundreds of data points, including psychometrics, skills, and values, and matches you to roles of more than 100 different sources. They don't rely on resumes. Instead, they predict alignment with specific companies or teams. LinkedIn continues to evolve as well. Its AI-powered job alerts now consider your entire professional profile, not just job titles. And these alerts pick up early signals before roles are widely posted, giving you a head start and surfacing more relevant opportunities with less competition. What's real is the magic still lies in people. Research shows that professionals who land jobs through their network are not only more likely to get hired, they're also more satisfied and stay longer in their roles than those who apply cold online. According to JobVite, referred candidates are more likely to be hired, stay longer, and perform better than those who applied online. Jobs found through networking often come from warm referrals, conversations, or mutual connections, meaning the candidate usually has the insider insight into the company culture, the team dynamics, and expectations before accepting the role. And that alignment leads to higher job satisfaction. When someone is referred, there's already a level of trust and credibility built in. Hiring managers are more likely to value them as a known quantity, which often translates to a better onboarding experience, more support, and faster integration into the team. Networking allows candidates to present their value in context rather than relying on a resume or ATS filter. This often results in higher salaries, better jobs, and greater negotiation power, which all contribute to long-term happiness. Applying online can feel like screaming into the void, endless ghosting and rejections. Networking builds relationships. Even if it doesn't lead to an immediate job, it creates momentum. It's energizing, it's empowering, because you're planting seeds that grow over time. It's a marathon, not a sprint. If you're after true career fulfillment, you got to play the long game. That means always being open, always staying curious, always building and nurturing your network, even when you're not actively looking for a job. Because the best opportunities, they often show up when you're not chasing them. Here's the truth. My team at Talent Q doesn't post jobs. After meeting with hiring managers, we know exactly what they're looking for in their next hire. Skills, value, leadership traits, the full picture. Then we go out and find them. We do cold outreach to the high flyers in their field. We're tapping them on the shoulder and saying, hey, you've built an impressive track record and career. Would you be open to hearing about a new opportunity that might be even stronger than your current role? And you know what? The savvy professionals always respond. They return our calls, they reply to our emails and DMs because they know staying open is how you stay ahead. And that mindset is everything. Start networking before you need a job. Seriously. Because when it comes to real results, the data speaks for itself. Referred candidates are 5 times more likely to get hired. They're hired faster and more efficiently than those who apply online. They stay longer with a 40% higher retention rate after year 1. And they're significantly more satisfied in their roles. Even though referrals only make up a small portion of applicants, they account for 40% of actual hires. That's huge. So if you're still spending all your energy on job boards and wondering why it's not working, this is your sign to shift strategies. Even in 2025, with all the AI tools, job matching platforms, your most powerful asset in a job search is still your relationships. And here's the key. Start nurturing your network before you need a job. Not the week you decide to leave, not the day you get laid off, now, today. My mantra has always been, always be networking and never stop. Because you never know when a coffee chat, a warm intro, a quick DM or text could turn into your next big opportunity. Relationships move the needle. And in today's job market, they're not just helpful, they're essential. Strong relationships aren't built overnight. They're built over time through check-ins, shared resources, genuine curiosity, and mutual support. One of the biggest mistakes I see professionals make is treating networking like a last-ditch effort, like it's something you only do when you're in a pinch. But the people who land the best roles, they've been keeping their network warm all along. They're the ones like Jim who comment on a former coworker's promotion. They send a quick note when they see a friend's company in the news. They show up with value, not just an ask. I like to think of networking like tending a garden. You can't expect to plant a seed and expect a harvest the next day. But if you water it consistently, you'll be amazed at what grows over time. That's exactly how my own journey unfolded. My plan was simple but powerful. Work for a Fortune 500 company in recruiting, learn everything about how top companies hire, then use that knowledge to launch my own business. And that's exactly what I did. When I was working at Agilon, everything changed after a major leadership shift. The company no longer aligned with my values. I felt it deeply. I'd get a pit in my stomach every Sunday, dreading Monday. That's when I knew it was time for a change. So I reached out to one of my trusted connections, Kathleen. We had met years earlier at my very first recruiting job, but we stayed in touch ever since. And by then, she was a recruiter at Target Corporation. I let her know I was ready to make a move, and that Target was at the top of my list. Turns out, the timing was perfect. They had several openings on the recruiting team, and she was thrilled I reached out. She asked for my resume. I sent it over immediately, and from there, I went through the interview process, and before I knew it, I was hired. And here's the best part. Most companies offer referral bonuses. So when an employee refers someone who gets hired, they often receive a nice fat check. It's a win-win. You increase your chances of landing the job, and you help someone in your network benefit too. But here's the truth. If you're not actively reaching out and building relationships, you're likely missing out on job leads and connections that could have propelled your career forward. And let's be honest, job openings are uber competitive. If you're applying online and not getting interviews, it's not because you're not qualified. It's because the odds are stacked against you. In fact, applying online only gives you a 3% chance of landing an interview. But when you become an employee referral, that number jumps to 50%. You're no longer a resume in a pile. You're a name with a personal endorsement, and that changes everything. So whether it's 5 minutes a week or a few hours a month, put time on your calendar to nurture your network. Be intentional. LinkedIn makes it so easy. Leave a thoughtful comment. Check in with a former coworker. Share a relevant article. Offer help. Or send a quick voice note because just like a garden, you don't always see the results right away. But if you stay consistent, the payoff can be incredible. It all matters because staying connected isn't just good career hygiene. It's your fastest path to hidden opportunities. And when the time comes and you do need to make a move, you won't be starting from scratch. You'll already be top of mind, and that's where the hidden opportunities live. Let me give you an example. A client of mine, Sarah, wasn't actively job searching, but she made it a point to check in with people in her industry every few months. One day, she saw a LinkedIn post from a former colleague announcing a promotion. She reached out to say congrats, and in that quick exchange, learned the company was quietly looking for someone to lead a new department. She hadn't even updated her resume. 2 weeks later, she was in final interviews and got the offer. Even with all the great tools out there, nothing beats real connection. Whether face-to-face or virtual, most hidden jobs don't show up on job boards. They surface through relationships. So be strategic. Play the long game. Start conversations months before you plan to apply. Research a company. Download their annual report. DM someone in your target department. Ask one thoughtful question. Offer to trade insights. Or simply say, "Congrats on your recent funding. I'd love to hear more about your role." These small touches create real momentum, and they set you apart long before a job is ever posted. But let's be honest, not every posting is what it seems. So, how can you tell if a job posting is real or just a filler? So what can you do? Ask directly. Is this role actively hiring right now? How soon are you looking to bring someone on? There's no harm in getting clarity early. It shows initiative and saves time. Use platforms like Greenhouse and LinkedIn, which are starting to tag verified job listings to cut through the noise. And don't forget to cross-check on sites like Glassdoor or Blind. Employees often share behind-the-scenes insights, including ghost jobs or outdated postings. If you've applied and you hear nothing after 2 weeks, let it go. Be like Elsa. Ghost jobs don't just waste your time, they drain your energy. And in a job search, protecting your energy is everything. If you're on the job hunt, let's build your action roadmap step by step. First, start by defining your non-negotiables. Think team culture, flexibility, compensation, growth potential. Write them all down. These are your filters, your personal criteria for what's truly worth pursuing. 2, set alerts on smart platforms like HiringCafe, Torre, LinkedIn, and niche job boards that match your goals. 3, network early and often. Don't wait until you're desperate. Connect now. Engage on LinkedIn. Join industry groups. Show up in chats. Share others' content. Leave thoughtful comments and ask smart questions. 4, track everything. Log the roles you've applied to, the people you've reached out to, the dates, the follow-ups. You're not guessing, you're working a system. 5, vet roles before applying. Ask directly, is this role actively hiring right now? What's the timeline for filling the position? When are you hoping to have someone start? These simple questions help you cut through the noise before you invest your time and energy. Number 6, rate every opportunity against your non-negotiables. Just like if you were house hunting and you needed a 3-car garage, you wouldn't even step foot in a house with the 1-car garage. Use that same energy and filter in your job search. If it doesn't meet your must-haves, don't chase it. Okay, let's recap. Around 70% of roles aren't posted publicly. They're filled through referrals, sourcing, and direct outreach. Ghost jobs are real. 1 in 5 listings are fake, outdated, or unfilled. Don't waste your energy chasing them. Use smarter platforms like HiringCafe and Torre.ai to find real direct from company listings. And LinkedIn's job alerts are getting smarter, surfacing relevant roles based on your profile, not just job titles. Start networking early before you need a job. Referrals land to faster hires, higher retention, and more fulfilling roles. Build a clear strategic roadmap, define your non-negotiables, track your efforts, vet opportunities, and only pursue what truly fits. If you're ready to go deeper, learning how to craft a standout resume, write outreach messages that actually get responses, and build a streamlined system to manage your search, that's exactly what we do inside my Focus program. It's designed to help you land a job that fits fast with clarity, confidence, and step-by-step support. Now, I want to hear from you. What's the first step you'll take? HiringCafe alerts? Tori's Genome Builder? A proactive DM to a hiring leader on LinkedIn? Comment below and I'll personally respond to the first 20 replies to cheer you on. If this was helpful, give the video a like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Remember, in 2025, jobs aren't just posted, they're discovered. I'm here to help you discover yours. Now go make one change to be better than you were yesterday. Live your life with intention. I believe in you. See you next week. Cheers, everyone.